This president today is going to be declaring a national emergency, making it official at 10 a.m. this morning in the Rose Garden. The president agreeing to sign the appropriations bill. That was the deal on spending that was working its way through Congress, finally passed Congress last night. The president has agreed to sign it, but he's also going to declare a national emergency. And here's how that's going to break down. He wants $8 billion for his border wall. He's going to take different pots of money, including $1.375 billion that he got in yesterday's appropriations bill. That's for fencing and other structures. $600 million he's going to take from Treasury's drug forfeiture fund, $2.5 billion from the Department of Defense's drug interdiction program, and then the national emergency declaration will give the president access to $3.5 billion from the Department of Defense's military construction budget. That's the flexibility legally that national emergency declaration will get the president. So he gets up to $8 billion all in for border wall and security on the southern border. The president declaring that national emergency. Conservatives have worried about a national emergency declaration because there's some fear of executive overreach here, effectively doing an end run around Congress's control of finances using money that wasn't specifically appropriated for this purpose, and they worried that a future Democratic president could use a national emergency declaration on issues like gun control or climate change or something like that. Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic Speaker of the House, made that threat almost explicit yesterday. Here's what she said.
Democratic president can declare emergencies as well. So the precedent that the president is setting here is something that should be met with great unease and dismay by the Republicans. And of course, we will respond accordingly when we review our options. First, we have to see what the president actually says.
Now, Joe, I asked Sarah Huckabee Sanders at the White House yesterday, what the White House's line is on this concern about a precedent and what a future Democratic president might do. And she told me, well, we'll just have to hope that there are no further national security and humanitarian crises that a future president has to deal with. So the White House effectively sort of brushing off this concern about what could happen in the future, very much focused on what this president can get politically and financially right now. We're going to see it all play out at 10 a.m. in the Rose Garden, guys.
I couldn't help. It just seemed the irony. I really agree with Speaker Pelosi there when she says, think what we, the Democrats, might do. I mean, just think about the stuff we do with a national emergency. That'll scare the hell out of anyone.
You can imagine Democratic politicians drawing up a list, right?
Imagine what they do with a national emergency. That scared me.
And that's why a lot of Republican senators have had concerns about this and voiced them yesterday. We'll see if the House passes a resolution against this and kicks it over to the Senate. It's going to put a lot of Republican senators on the spot who don't really like the idea of a national emergency, but who want to support the president. They want to get this wall funding fight over with because they don't want another government shutdown, which was disastrous for them politically.
It's not, everything's nuanced these days. We don't know who we are anymore in terms of what we thought were, our feet were in stone on certain things. Lindsey Graham makes sense to me. I mean, we have no place, Eamon, to take care of the people coming across the border. We just don't. We either need to let them go. We don't have the facilities to keep them. And there are thousands of people that continue to come in here. I know that they say it's a made-up. Yeah. I know they say it's a made-up emergency, but it's just. I guess we need a law or something, but that's not coming. So I don't know what the answer is. But Speaker Pelosi, she spoke to me there. She's right. We can't. Oh, God forbid that she's in power. Well, she is in power, but.
So ultimately, what do, right? I mean, the president, because of his right wing politically, he can't sign this deal and do nothing else and just sit on his hands, right? He has to show action to his base that he's doing something to get this fundamental core promise of his campaign done in his first term in office. So this is the route he's chosen. Conservatives on the Hill and elsewhere are a little worried about it, but I think ultimately they're going to go along with it. Then the next question is what happens with the lawsuits, right? Presumably somebody is going to file a suit to try to stop this.
Right?
Yeah, White House officials have told me that they've looked at this very carefully. The lawyers have been vetting this. I know that the White House counsel was in the Oval Office yesterday working through all this with the president. They've been talking about it for weeks now behind the scenes. They feel that they've gone after the pots of money where they're legally the strongest. So they think that they're relatively bulletproof in terms of a lawsuit. We'll see if that works out in the courts. So a lot of people think they're relatively bulletproof on a lawsuit and then find out they're not. So, but ultimately the White House is expecting this. So this could be tied up for a while. The president might not actually get all this money right away. It could be months, maybe years even, before this works its way through.